It's going to go back out. There it goes. Hey, it's been a hot minute. Welcome back to the Manufacturing Alliance podcast, everybody. As always, I'm your host, Tony DeMakis. And I'm here on behalf of Alliance Specialties and Laser Sales, where we are mold makers that don't build molds. We do all the additional things that you, the mold maker, might need. Polishing, laser welding, laser engraving, hot runner repair, preventative mold maintenance, all those things that come together to give you a finished product, finished mold product that is done really, really well, right? You can't find all the people to do all the things that you need to do. And that's where we get to come in and be a partner and walk alongside you. We also build and sell American-made, that's important, American-made laser welding and laser engraving equipment for tool room use, for production applications, all of that stuff. And so if you're looking for any of that, we are the company that you should talk to. And why, you might say? Because we like to give back and we like to be part of the industry along with you. So part of that is we are having our annual golf outing, our annual iWarriors golf outing, the end of September. It is the week after IMTS. Some people say, why not do it the week of IMTS? Because that's a disaster. And the week of IMTS is just too much stuff. And it's on a Friday and you'd have to skip IMTS. So it is the week after IMTS. All the money raised goes to iWarriors, which is an organization that benefits combat wounded veterans with giving them iPads. iPads help them to work on issues with PTSD, stay connected with their family members when they're in the hospitals or overseas or whatever that looks like. And it's just a way to say thank you. So it's a custom engraved iPad that goes to the combat and wounded veterans. And it makes a real impact that you may not even think about. So come out and join us. We're still looking for golfers. We're looking for sponsors. We're looking for all of that stuff. You can go to alliancesls.com/golf and get all of that information. In a couple of weeks, I think I'm going to be out at MD&M Boston. That's always a good show. A lot of top end companies trying to show off what they do, who they are in the medical device field. Great people, great show. It's smaller. It is cozy. And the beauty is that you'll remember all the people that you talk to. So come check us out there. And then in September, the same time as IMTS, will be the Plastics Conference, Plastics Association Conference. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. So I'm going to bring in Michelle Koblenz. She is the Director of Events and Operations for the Plastics Industry Association. And let's bring in her now. Michelle, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you, Tony?
I am fabulous. It's a humid day here in Illinois, cloudy, humid, a lot of rain yesterday, but I'm in the air conditioning, so I don't care.
There we go.
Yeah. And you're in Washington?
My home base is in Washington, D.C., but I'm actually broadcasting live from Bethany Beach, Delaware this week. So I'm up by the ocean.
All right. That's fun.
Yes. I'm just working up here, and then I'm going to be up here for the weekend so I can enjoy some sun.
Are you an ocean person, a forest person, a city person? What's your go-to?
Definitely an ocean person. I love to swim. That's how I exercise. I've always been a swimmer my whole life, so I like to be by the water whenever possible. But I grew up, born and raised in the Washington area. My family's there, so I'm not usually near the ocean. I stay close to the city most of the time. How about you?
I like going hiking in the mountains. That's one of my favorite things. But I also feel like I get energized and recharged near the ocean.
Sure.
Like just standing in it is so awesome.
Mm-hmm. Sound.
Yeah. You can feel the power, right?
Yes.
Just coming through. And it's good to just be in awe of that and realize really how small are we?
Yes, absolutely.
Those waves come in and there's nothing you can do to stop it. Like it's just a good reminder of how small we really are and the grand scheme of things. And I think sometimes it helps put your issues and problems in perspective, at least for me.
Yes, for sure.
So I know we have you for a very short time, so I don't want to putz around too much. We are live, so if anybody has questions or thoughts or comments, please let us know. Please put those in the chat and say hello. Let us know that you're there. Tell us who you are. Tell us what company you work for, and we'll make sure to get a shout out and put all of that out there. So I've had the pleasure of being at the Plastics Industry Association Conference a few times now. I love it. But what's your background?
So, what I do for plastics is I am the events operations expert. So, I coordinate all the details. I work closely with my colleagues on the programming side for them to develop the most up to the date, relevant content that our members and attendees need to hear. And then I also work with my team to develop all of the networking and the fun stuff that you get to do at conferences and kind of project manage that all together. I've worked in events for a little over a decade and I'm happy to be working and supporting the plastics industry at this point.
So let me ask you, what is your favorite part of doing events?
My favorite part of doing events is I really get energized by other people.
Okay.
My educational background is actually not in events or hospitality. I studied biology in undergrad, and then after college, immediately realized I did not want to work in a lab or in an isolating environment. And I was talking to my dad actually about like, I don't know what to do with my life. What am I going to do? I went to school for something. I don't know that I really want to do it anymore. And he gave me some good advice. He said, you like people, let's find you a field where you get to support people and help bring people together. So that's where I ended up in events. And the best part of it for me is seeing it in action, seeing people who are so excited to meet together with old colleagues, make new connections, and just really enjoy and celebrate all the work that they do.
I think it's great. I'm a people person. I like being around people. I think it's great. I think the idea of, like you just said, sitting in a lab by myself and a petri dish and some bacteria or something just sounds terrible and
Exactly.
and boring. I enjoy the people side of things, and it's one of the reasons that I love the conferences so much is having all those people to come together. And I think what's great is you get to merge both of those passions into one now with plastics and with conferences and events. So, what does that look like for you?
Absolutely. So, having a background educationally in science, polymer science was not my focus, but it's really interesting to, I go to work every day and my job is spreadsheets and budgets and picking out branded items to distribute to people. But then underneath the underlying current that is so important is what is new in the science that's so essential to what my members and our attendees are doing in their jobs day to day, helping them be up to date. And so it kind of, to your point, marries the two things I'm interested in. I want people to be able to learn and be successful and grow. But I think science is so very, very important to everything that we do. Joining the Plastics Industry Association, I have learned so much how important specifically plastic is to every single thing basically on Earth at this point. And so I find it really rewarding to see all the advancements. We have coming up at the National Plastics Conference, we have sessions on AI and other technology advancements that are really impacting the workforce and the plastic industry. And seeing all of that advancement in real time is really compelling and interesting to me, even though I'm not necessarily the one doing that work anymore.
Yeah. I think one of the things that a lot of people miss is the science behind plastics. There is so much misinformation that is in the world, whatever,
Oh, yeah.
wherever you fall on the political spectrum, right? Like,
Mhm.
don't care. I don't want to get into that. Don't care. But there is a lot of misinformation on the use of plastic, the importance of plastics, and how it's made, how it's processed, how it's
Mhm.
reused over and over again to the best of their ability, what that all looks like. And so when people look at plastic, whether it's a pen or whatever, they don't see science there. And I
Yes,
think they're missing
absolutely.
a big part of that.
1,000%. I will say that my background is in event planning and operations. And so I have worked in other industries. I used to work in the aviation industry. I've worked in the gerontology industry. And so my background isn't in plastic itself. And I will be the first to say that when I joined Plastics Industry Association and the team, I've learned so very, very much
Yeah.
about plastic and how important it is. And it's definitely changed my perspective on the material. I'm a convert to the plastic world. I think it's so important. And to your point, it's just really people don't realize how much science goes into it and how like fine tuning by like a couple degrees on a specific machine completely changes the material that you're making, and it might make it no longer suitable to be around food or to be used in a medical device. And it's just really interesting and really important.
Yeah. So we have this conference coming up. that's dedicated just to plastics.
Yes.
Who should attend this conference?
Well, I would say everybody who has an interest or works in the plastic industry should join us. You know, the National Plastics Conference we designed with every part of the plastics value chain in mind. So whether you're a processor, a material supplier, an equipment manufacturer, those are the three segments that our membership divides into. There's something for everybody. There's also something for everybody every stage of your career at the National Plastics Conference. We have content and education for people who are up and comers. That's what we call our flip community, the future leaders in plastics. Yep. We have leadership sessions with panels that are more designed for our more seasoned professionals that are joining us. There's really something for everybody. I think that it's a great place for people to come together who want to be around like-minded individuals and really grow their careers. We have decision makers and industry leaders participating. So National Plastics Conference really is for everybody.
Yeah. And having attended a few times, you can get more out of it or you can get less out of it, right? You
Absolutely.
you can buy your entrance and you can go there and you can stay at the fancy hotel. It's always a very nice hotel. And you can go to dinner and you can do all those things. And then you can spend your day in your hotel room if that's what you choose to do. Or you can sit on board meetings and you can listen to the things that are actually going on behind the scenes when it comes to plastic. Do you have an opinion on the benefit of that for people?
Yeah, absolutely. I couldn't agree more that, you know, conferences are what you make of them. There's so many different paths you can take at the National Plastics Conference on what you want to get out of it. If you're looking for in the classroom education, we've got nearly 2 full days of that for you to engage in and learn all the most up-to-date information. But then at the same time, if you find that you're getting more out of a hallway conversation, I find, you know, as the organizer, I'm not typically seated in a session room all day. I'm running around making sure all the pieces of the puzzle are moving as they should be. Yep. And in every corner of the foyer space or hallways that we've got going on, there's always somebody having a conversation, meeting somebody new, learning about somebody's product or service that might be helpful or productive for them. I would say that you really make of it what you will, and there's so much to do. It's my job to kind of develop and put together something that works for everybody. So if you're a little bit more outgoing and comfortable just putting yourself out there, I hope that you join us for all of our welcome reception, networking breaks, where you can just go and kind of introduce yourself to people if you need something a little bit more structured. We have some really interesting roundtables that are happening this year, focusing on family-owned businesses and one for those future leaders, where you need a little bit more structure to help you feel comfortable. We've got something for you there as well. So we have something for everybody, and I encourage people to come and try something new. I will also add that, as I mentioned before, I've worked in a bunch of different industries. The plastics industry everybody is so friendly and
isn't that crazy?
And it's not that I don't want to say I'm surprised, because I'm not surprised, but I think that there's just like really a community with the plastic industry that is unique. And that's really exemplified at National Plastics Conference. I think people really get that warm and fuzzies when they join us.
And I agree with you. Like, I've said that about manufacturing as a whole, but even more so when you look at plastics. And I feel like maybe it's because plastic seems to be under the microscope a lot of times, and seen as like the enemy to a lot of people. And so like everybody's coming together and they're like, how do we fight back against this? Like, how do we let people know the truth about what we are as an association, what we are as an industry, and what we are as a material?
Yeah, it's so nice to have a common goal. Everybody who's at the event, what they want to do is advance our industry and advance the work that's being done and the people that are there and the people who aren't able to join us. And it kind of like that rallying force together really brings together a nice community.
Yeah. One of the things that I love, and you spoke a little bit about it, is like, I've sat through the board meetings and I learned some stuff, right? I learned that I hate Robert's rules. I think it's the most boring thing ever. And it's not my skill set. I've learned that, but I also learn about what's happening within all of the different things, like the machine supplier groups or the whole advocacy. Like, you can sit through and listen to what's actually happening and not hear it from somebody else later. Amazing, right?
Yeah.
I've had the hallway conversations, which are amazing conversations. Like, you can try forever to get in touch with one person, and and you got to go through like 100 gatekeepers and they make it a nightmare.
Mm-hmm.
Or you go to a conference where people are and you just walked up to them and have a conversation.
Yeah.
So great.
Absolutely.
And then you find a group of people and you all go to dinner, and then you find additional like-minded things. And that's great and beneficial. And then if you want to do some good with your life, on top of going to the conference, you go to the flip cleanup, and we can go and we can do garbage pickup and cleanup and beautification of a park and network and do good for the industry. All of those things come together. And then you can get up early in the morning and you can go for a run with a group of people, which is always fun.
Mm-hmm.
And bond with people after a long night, and getting up at 6 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, whatever time we do that, and go run for a 5K and hang out and laugh and joke and all the stuff, and then sit through education, which is also great. So you literally get all the things. Like, it's impossible for somebody to say, it's just not for me.
Yeah.
How do none of those things apply to you? Like,
exactly.
It makes no sense. I don't like to eat. Okay, cool. Well, I mean, like, all the stuff is in line. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm one of those people that thinks that you should go and get out there and like connect. And if you don't want to, that's fine. But then don't bitch about it, that nothing changes
100%.
and like, nobody wants to listen to me. Well, what do? I stay home. Okay, cool. Like, good for you.
Yeah. My goal is always to, like, I want people when they are leaving and they're going home. First of all, I live by, you sleep on the plane ride home. You do not need to sleep while you're at the National Plastics Conference. Stay up late, come to the Astros game with us, enjoy going out to those dinners and catching up with friends around the bar. Like, go and enjoy yourself, spend all day at our content. But my goal is that when you get home and you're reflecting on your time at the event, you wish you would have had time to do more. Like, I want you to be, there was so much enjoyment and potential there that you get home and you're like, man, I only went to 3 education sessions and I missed that committee meeting. Next time when I come, I'm going to make sure I go to all the meetings I want to go to and get up early and go on the fun run, because I heard somebody had such a great conversation that morning and felt all their endorphins running by the time that they got their morning coffee and all of that.
Yeah, it's super great. So, like, what are some of the program highlights that people can expect for this year?
Absolutely. So every year we try and reinvigorate the program and do different things. I'm particularly excited about this year. We're going to be doing a new program, if you will. We're going to be having a small podcast studio happening.
What? This is brand new information.
Well, Tony is going to be joining us and recording on site live at National Plastics Conference. And we're really excited. We've also got the World Waste podcast with Gage Edwards, Redefining Plastics with Justin Riney, Change Cycle with Christine Yeager, all signed up to do live recordings on site at National Plastics Conference. And we're really excited to bring kind of that reach to talk to the people who are there. Those are we have leaders in the industry and experts there, and we're hoping to have our attendees join some of these conversations. And there's going to be a form sent your way if you're signed up, where you can join a request to get involved. But that's something really new I'm excited about. I mentioned those roundtables before. Those are new this year, and we're really excited to dive into those more specific focused areas. Also, with National Plastics Conference, you get all of your need to know sessions on regulatory updates. We've got sessions on EPR. Tony, you're moderating a conversation on workforce development. I'd love to hear more about all of your plans for that session. And then also we've got one on midterms and how the potential of those elections could impact your work back home, and just lots of really great programming highlights we're excited about.
And all of those are important. I mean, as a business owner, not just, somebody that likes to talk on a podcast, but a business owner, all of those things are really, really important, right? Like the with the elections coming up, knowing what we could maybe expect and what the decisions that we as voters make and how that all works together, that's all really important information for us as far as trying to forecast our businesses, what we want to do, how we want to move forward, where the growth is going to be, what's hurting, what's helping, all of those things. Again, the things that people go, I wish I had a way to learn some of this. You have it. You just have to walk into it. You have to be willing to do those things.
Yeah, it's a safe place to address, and everybody I know doesn't want to hear this buzzword, but there's so much uncertainty in today's
Yes.
world in many different
Yes.
ways. And National Plastics Conference is, I think, a safe space to address that uncertainty. We've got experts coming in to share their opinions, their predictions, their experiences with our attendees.
Yeah.
And it's focused, but not too focused. And I think people will get a lot out of it.
Yeah. And the experts are always great. And
Mhm.
sometimes it's over my head, but
Sure.
but I'm not that smart. And there are other people there that can help me to understand it, and we can dig into those things together. And sometimes it's just reassuring to know that everybody's having the same kind of issues. And again, we're in this thing together.
Yes.
And having that unified group of people and voice to move forward in things. So, why was it important this year to try and do the podcast studio for you guys?
It came out of it's a great question, and I think that it's really important. We want people to come back year over year to the National Plastics Conference, but we do not want their experience to be identical year over
Mm,
year. And so we strive really hard to come up with new concepts. We learn from other events and see what they're doing and how we can retool that for our audience. And so I think as we were looking at broadening what we wanted to offer attendees included with their registration at the event. My colleague Whitney Towers, who I know that has been on your podcast before and is a
love her.
friend, yeah, she's the best. She had come up with this concept to bring some podcasters who focus on our industry to National Plastics Conference.
Yep.
This is the place to meet. We are trying to build this community. We want all people in the world to say, "Oh, if I want to talk about plastic and I want to meet with other industry leaders, I got to do it at the National Plastics Conference." And podcasting is such an accessible way that a broader community is learning about the material and the industry and all the science that goes into it, and even just the community of professionals that work in plastics. And so, as we were thinking of creative ways to do something a little different to educate people at the event and also broaden our audience, we thought, let's bring in some podcasters and see if we can get some engagement from the people there, and then engagement from people at home when they're listening to the recordings or watching videos like streams like this.
Yeah. I had talked with Whitney about it in the past a little bit, and just how the way that people like to get their information has shifted
Mm-hmm.
a little bit, but it's been that way forever, right? Like there have been talk shows forever,
Yes.
Johnny Carson, Joan Rivers, go down the line, right? Stephen Colbert,
Mm-hmm.
Jon Stewart, like it just keeps going.
Yeah.
Very few times do people go sit on their couch to watch TV of somebody speaking at them.
Correct.
And they just don't. And so how do you take the ability to share important information and put it in a conversational manner so that people feel like they're more part of what's happening?
Yeah, and that's a thread. Like, adult education is such an, there's when we're cultivating and creating a concept for a conference, there's a bunch of different things you're worried about. You want to make sure you've got the right people there, the commerce element of it, the business effectiveness, all of that. One of the things that we focus on is educating our audience, and how you talk to adults when you want them to be learning
Mm.
is different than the way that you talk to a classroom of kids.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a different type of education. And to your point, people learn different ways, and they don't want to go and sit and have a person talk at them all the time.
Mm-hmm.
They want to feel like they're part of the conversation, they're part of crafting the narrative. And we all consume media in different ways as well.
Yep.
And so this is something that we can produce at the conference in a way that's a little bit different. The people there can experience it. And then also it lives on. People can listen to them when they're at home, or, when they're on for a run. I listen when I drive and when I cook. So,
yeah. And I love the way that you guys are doing it, where you're allowing people from the conference to step in and share their experiences, share their stories, and be part of what that is. I think one of the problems that we have in this industry as a whole is a lot of people don't feel like they have, one, a story, and two, a voice.
yeah.
And everybody has a story to tell. Everybody has something that they've gone through that can help somebody else get through whatever it is that they're going through, if they're bold enough and brave enough to talk about it.
Yeah, absolutely. And we want people to feel like if I'm going to talk about it, this is where I want to talk about it.
Yeah. With the people that can actually do something about it.
Exactly.
which is so great.
Mhm.
How's attendance looking? Is it good?
Attendance is looking good. We just hit our early bird deadline, but I do have a special offer to your
Ooh,
audience. So
all
if
right.
anybody would love to join us at the National Plastics Conference, we would like to have you. I've got a code that I can share for everybody to get $200 off your registration. If you
Okay.
type Plastics Matters into the promo code box when you register,
All
we can
one
give you a
word.
little discount, all one word, lowercase together, Plastics Matters. You'll
Okay.
get $200 off your registration, roll you back to the early bird rates. We saw we're looking to have excuse me again, like 275 to 300 people with us
It's great.
in Houston. We're going to be at the Marriott Marquis September 14th to 17th. I will also plug that our hotel deadline is August 24th. So if you are joining us and you have not snagged your hotel room, please do so before that date so we can make sure you're easily able to access all the great conference events and programming that we've got planned for you. And if you want more information, head to nationalplasticsconference.org, and there's detailed information about the agenda and all the other types of people that will be joining us.
No, I love that. And if you want to, Michelle, if you'll send me an email with all of that, I'll make sure that
You
it's
bet.
in all the notes and all the posts and everything that goes along with that.
Will do.
Yeah, I know you have a hard cutoff in like 2.5 minutes.
Yeah, a little bit.
Because you guys are busy and you're getting ready for the show and everything else that's going along with it. Um, if you could give somebody one thing, like this is the one reason why
Mhm.
you need to get off your couch, get out of the office, and come down to Houston to engage with us.
One reason. Well, that's hard because it's my job to come up with all the things.
Yeah, I know.
um, but I really think I'm hammering home that like that we have an incredible lineup of experts who will be sharing their expertise at this event. People at all levels of their career can learn something from
Yep.
this group of individuals. I'm really proud of the program that's been put together. And so I think if you're looking for the most current expert led industry information, we've got it. And we've got it in a format that's going to be digestible and enjoyable for you all to experience. So if you're looking for a really great educational program that's also a lot of fun, then I would say National Plastics Conference is the place to be.
Yeah. Like I said, I've been there a number of years. I've never been bored. It's always fun. Again, you're networking with people at the pool, at lunch, at
Exactly.
cleanup, at runs, at
Yeah.
learning. Like there's always an opportunity to meet somebody.
Mhm.
And you never know when that person is going to be useful or who you're going to be able to help.
Absolutely.
One of the things that my father taught me a long time ago is when you go to networking events, it's not necessarily for you to generate leads for yourself, but to be a Rolodex or
Yeah, you're someone else's lead.
a library for somebody else, right?
Yeah.
And to help other people find a way forward,
Mhm.
and just be able to be that person that is a conduit to other conversations and other opportunities, so that we can continue to grow this industry here in the United States. And I know plastics is not just based in the U.S., but I am, and
Mhm.
that's really important for me. And so, how
Yeah.
do we do that? You do that by getting involved and paying attention to what's happening, and making that happen. So, anything last before you bounce out of here that you want to tell people?
We hope to see you there September 14th to 17th at the Marriott Marquis in Houston. We're going to put in the notes, the website, and that code to get
Yep.
$200 off. And we really do hope you join us. And thank you for having me on today.
You got it. I appreciate you jumping on. I know it was super last minute, and you made it happen. So I
My pleasure.
appreciate that. We'll see you in a few weeks.
See you guys in Houston. Bye, everybody.
All right. See ya. All right, that was Michelle. I just met her like today, and it was great to meet her. I love her energy. I love her passion. I love all the things that she is excited about when putting on this conference. I have been to a number of conferences that are really, really boring. This is not one of them. When I say that there's something to do at all times, there really is, and they're not boring things to do. I like I said at the beginning, I don't like board meetings and Robert's rules and all of those things, but I do like learning about the industry that I'm in and the industry that I'm serving in, and the people that help make the things go. I love the fact that they're open meetings, that anybody can go in and sit and find out what's happening and where your funds are going as a member. And you can see how much they care about the things that they're doing and making an impact for our industry as a whole. I love those things, right? I love that they're trying to find ways to give back to the community through Flip, through the young leadership programs, and the cleanup and all the stuff. I love that they want to keep people engaged and get them up in the morning and go do a run. Amazing, right? I love the teaching that they do about leadership and AI and work culture and development and work development and all the things, right? They have a pulse on what the needs are that we have as an industry. And this is an opportunity for you to go and see what that is all about. So I really appreciate Michelle jumping on with us for today and all of that. We have more shows coming. We are back. So I know we took a hiatus. We seem to do that every once in a while as we restructure, refocus, and rededicate ourselves to what matters. And what matters is the ways that we can make a difference in this industry for the community, for the next generation, and for us as Americans and us as human beings. Manufacturing as a whole is really, really important, and God was the first manufacturer. He created the world, right? He created everything in it. And none of it's an accident. Just like when we build things and we make things, it's not an accident. It's 100% intentional. And the intention is so that we can continue to do things for other people and we can grow and we can see Him in all that we're doing. So thank you all for watching and listening today. This is a shorter show, but that's okay because we're back and we'll be back next week with additional conversations, and I can't wait to see you there. So before we do that, we're going to pray, and then you all can be on with your day, and I look forward to your thoughts, comments, and opinions on what we're doing here today. And if you would like to be part of the Manufacturing Alliance, if you would like to tell your story, we want to have you on. We want to tell your story. We want to talk to you about your successes, your failures, your struggles, your worries, your concerns, what you are passionate about in this industry and why. We want to talk about that with you. Everybody has a story to tell, and everybody's story can make an impact and a difference for other people. So just send me an email at tdemakis@alliancesls.com. That's TDEMAKIS at alliancesls.com. And we would love to tell your story, whether that's on a live show like this or if you're at the National Plastics Conference. We would love to sit with you there and share that story there as well. So I'm going to pray because that's really important. And then I'm going to say thank you. So Heavenly Father, thank you for today. Thank you for this opportunity to talk with Michelle. Thank you for all the people putting on this conference and all the people that are listening and watching. We just pray that that conference would bring you glory in some way. I know that a lot of people probably don't have that as an intention, but you are there through everything and you work in all things for our good and for your glory. And so I just pray that it'll be a great show and that it would make a huge impact in the lives of a lot of people and that you would be glorified. And I pray all this in Jesus' name. All right, everybody, thank you for watching and listening. We will be back next week with an all-new show with new ideas, new thoughts, and I look forward to seeing you there. On behalf of myself and Michelle and Alliance and National Association of Plastics, the Plastics Industry Association, I'm sorry. Thanks for watching and listening. Take care and God bless.